The case of Sean Diddy Combs is in the hands of the jury tonight as it started its deliberations today. Combs faces 5 criminal counts, including 1 count of racketeering conspiracy, 2 counts of sex trafficking by force, and 2 counts of transportation to engage in prostitution. He's denied all of the charges. 21 News legal expert Matt Mangino joins us now to break down these closing arguments that were made and what the jury's considering at this hour. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
So the jury has the case. A note was sent to the judge this afternoon by the jury that one of the jurors might not be able to follow the judge's instructions. Can you explain maybe what that means right now?
Well, Lindsay, that's really unusual. They've only been deliberating for 2 hours, and already they have a problem, not necessarily with an issue like the jury instructions, or not that they want to hear some testimony over again, but that one of the jurors, specifically, I think they said juror number 25, is not following the directions or instructions of the court. And the defense and the prosecution met, and I think the judge had sent a note back to the jurors saying that they had these specific responsibilities and to follow through on those responsibilities. But really, that's an interesting development so early in the deliberations of this case.
Yeah, and Combs' defense attorney said in his closing that the government failed to prove any allegations of racketeering charges filed against Combs. The feds are bringing this case. Is it possible that Combs could walk away from the whole thing free of charges?
Well, these charges are not easy charges to prove. So if you start with the racketeering charge, they started out with 10 predicate offenses, so underlying crimes that support this idea of a criminal enterprise of racketeering. And then right on the verge of beginning the closing arguments, they dropped 4 of those predicate charges. So they dropped an arson charge, 2 kidnapping charges, and tampering with witnesses. And if you think back at this trial, those were important parts of this trial. We heard from another rapper who said that because he was seeing Cassie Ventura, Diddy's former girlfriend, that they tried to burn his car. There was also 2 issues with regard to kidnapping, an employee and Cassie. So there was a lot of time spent, a lot of testimony heard, and then all of a sudden, boom, they're gone. And the jury's no longer considering those. And I think, that can make things difficult for the prosecution in this case.
What will be the hardest charge for the jury to consider of what's remaining? And, they have to go by the law. So if you're in that room, what do you think they're having the hardest time with?
Well, the charges that are left are the racketeering, the sex trafficking, and promoting prostitution. And, if you think about what the defense has said in this case is that, hey, you might not like Sean Combs. He's not a very good guy. You might not like his tastes and the things that he likes to do in the privacy of his bedroom or home or hotel room, but it's not racketeering. It's not sex trafficking. This was all consensual. Everybody involved agreed to be there. There were emails and texts that displayed that they liked the freak-offs and they wanted to participate in the freak-offs. And ultimately, it's about consent. It's not about sex trafficking. It's not about racketeering. You might not like Diddy, but what he did is not illegal. And at least that's what the defense tried to get across to this jury.
Yeah, and on the other side, the prosecution saying they have evidence to convict. They think that the victims were trauma bonded, they said in court. So we'll see what the jury decides. It's in their hands right now. Like you said, a little speed bump already as they begin the process. Matt, thank you so much for joining us right here at 5.
Thank you, Lindsay.